17 agenda.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed by the same sign. Tommy, will you give us the treasury report, please?
Okay, the beginning balance as of October 1st, 2017 for County General was $1,574,653.05. Revenues for the month were $622,989.48. Disbursements for the month were $510,226.64, resulting in a balance on October 31st, 2017 for County General $1,687,415.89. Beginning balance as of October 1st, 2017 for county roads was $1,334,083.68. Revenues for the month were $205,806.90. Disbursements for the month, $138,846.50. Resulting in a balance on October 31st, 2017 of $1,401,044.08. 1/4 cent sales tax revenues for October were $117,952.36. 1% county sales tax revenues for October were $268,551.55. General revenue turnback for October was $14,759.75. Highway revenue turnback for October was $99,137.68. 1/2 cent state highway tax for October was $48,310.97.
Okay, any old business discussion? All right, how about committee reports?
Committee will have some things later, Judge.
Okay. No announcements and presentations. We'll move on to new business then. Okay,
Have we been approving?
we haven't in the past, but I guess we need to. Okay. Do I have a second? All those in favor of approving the minutes? I guess it'd be roll call.
I'd request a roll call on that one, yeah.
Roll call. Voice vote? Okay,
Do what?
once again,
We don't even usually vote on the minutes of the committee.
all those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed by the same sign. Okay. New business.
Judge, under new business, I'd like to share the quorum courts and stuff I found out. I have been asked to look into this, and I was unclear out about myself. You know, when you come on to quorum court, there's a lot of stuff that goes on, don't really know, and it's a learning process, and we're still learning. But on salary, you know, I had questioned that a little bit at the meeting. I found out, and I made some phone calls, and that the quorum court sets a maximum salary for each position. But that doesn't mean that elected official for that office has to hire that person in for that. I mean, it's just like any of the other jobs that you go in. I mean, you know, you don't start at the top. And if an elected official chooses to do that, they can. But as far as coming back to us and saying they needed more money for pay raises when they start, I mean, we had an elected official say that in her office, she had a woman working 14 years that made the same as the person she hired 2 days ago. Well, that's her call. It isn't up to the quorum court. I mean, isn't that correct? Isn't that correct, Dan? That's correct.
Set the limits, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we do, is we don't set in, I mean, that's up to that elected official in that office to set the salaries for their employees. It's up to the quorum court to say what the maximum is.
So what you're saying, there's a maximum but not a minimum.
Right.
You can bring them in at any.
Right.
Well, and see, and then that results in folks bringing part-time people, half-time people, you know, that kind of thing. I mean, Otherwise, if that was a salary, well, they'd have to even pay part-time people, you know, the back salary or something. So it, scale it back under the executive branch.
If you were just elected to, say, Tommy's, well, not Tommy's position, if you were just elected to a new office in county government that had several employees, and they were all making X dollars under the old administration, and you come in and it's up to you to set that, are you going to lower any one of them?
No, I
You
mean,
can't
I don't,
lower
think
any.
that- I don't think you could do it.
It's not legal to lower the
No.
salary.
So,
But-
so you're not going to really.
But you don't have to start in at the top.
It'd be new hires. What he's talking about would be like somebody that you hire new in, say, the fourth deputy position, what's that fourth deputy, 27-ish? And what you're saying is hire them in at 24 or 25 till you know,
That way.
if they don't have
learn.
experience and you don't know.
And that way, that elected official wouldn't have to come back to Quorum Court and say, I'm gonna give her $1,000 because she's below that maximum. I mean, in any job that you have, I mean, I worked 35 years for the government, and I was maxed out. And there were people coming in that doing the same job, but they didn't have the years I had, and they, that they did, they got. And so that was a question that I had in my mind that it really bothered me greatly that we were dictating to these officers what they could pay their people.
Exactly.
And that bothered me. And after I did that at our budget meeting, after I made some phone calls to Little Rock and asked around, it's not any different than anything else. We set the maximum. This is the maximum because we have a budget that we have to do. And it's up to that elected official to manage their office, manage under the budget that they are given.
Actually gives them a little bit more latitude. And this, I think, has been, you know, since I've been on the Quorum Court, I mean, it's almost really been general practice. I think we've got maybe a few elected officials that's, you know, maybe started somebody out brand new, you know, a little bit under that, but that's been the exception rather than the rule. And, you know, we're not advocating people pay less, it's just like, you know, it gives the executive branch an opportunity to see what that worker's gonna do and how they're gonna perform. Gives them an extra tool there.
Well, the thing I was bothered me was that we was managing these elected officials' offices, and we're not. We're telling, this is, and no matter where you're at, you say, this is the.
It's like the NFL salary cap,
Yeah,
kind of.
yeah, it's basically the same thing, and you know, our county judge does that. He don't hire anybody in at the max, he hires them, and as they progress and learn and get more licenses, he ups the salary till they reach that maximum. And, you know, and that's the thing that, I just wanted to mention this and apologize to everybody for my ignorance, because,
Now, this has been discussion that's been going on for years, you know what I mean? But, Justice Harp asked me to appoint a committee to look into this, and I think I asked you and I asked Brian and David, and I think, I can't remember who else I asked, but, James, would you be interested in being on that committee?
You didn't ask me.
Would you like to be on it?
I can.
Okay. Justice Harp, does that sound all right to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Get a record of who those were?
You ever hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. Give us a copy here after a while.
So for clarification, this is a personnel committee or
Yes.
look into this wage and salary?
Pardon, it's
Salary
a salary
research.
investigation committee, you know, to look in to see what kind of salary we can come up with.
I have a question for
I would like to have been on that, but you've got more
Hey,
than enough now.
let me take my place. Probably
Okay.
Bobby, you asked.
Bobby?
Is it?
Yes.
Oh, never mind.
If it just-
That means I gotta change
There's
it?
good stuff.
You don't need an even number, you need an odd number.
Yeah.
So put Bobby, that'll be 5 instead of 4.
Art move, whatever.
Justice Thompson may mention
you're
that
back on there, Widener.
it's illegal to reduce salaries. I don't think that would be correct, is it?
For the same job.
Well, no.
Yeah, if you take
It's federal labor law.
certain actions against an employee, they have a right to appeal that action to the quorum court under the grievance process. Now, the county judge is not bound to that, but other elected officials are. So reduction in salary is an adverse reaction that could be appealed
Be a
at least to
disciplinary
the
act.
Supreme Court now.
Or consider.
What salary you're hired in at, in other words, the salary position is authorized at, I'll use small numbers, at $10,000, and you get hired at 7, well, that's no harm, no foul. You were not in place when it started. To give you an example of how critical that is, you cannot, after a person is elected, or you cannot, after the person, between the, say somebody got elected to a position that you didn't like, and you want to come in and cut that elected official's salary before they took office, well, you get an order from the federal district court to reinstate the salary and pay their lawyer.
That's right.
Because that actually happened in that.
That's right.
So you're certain limits on that, but in terms of hiring employees, you set maximum salaries, but what the elected official hires those people in at as a first-time hire, their call.
But that's not the question he asked. The question he asked is if you're hired in at $10,000 and
Then
then
it
you want to
becomes an
be, and
appealable
then you
issue.
want to be paid $7,000, or somebody wants to pay you $7,000 the next
They
year,
better have a good reason for reducing your salary.
a RIF, a reduction in
Or
force,
performance or-
is about the only
Or
thing that I
something, you
know.
know, and that they
It
can
can be
justify.
done, though.
It can be done, but you have to justify it.
Well, yeah, if you want to go to court long enough.
My
That's
last
the
one
only
with
thing.
Lakey Gray, I think there was an article on that.
The revenues are down, you can do it.
I mean,
that's-
but it's kind of across the board thing, you can't say,
Oh, yeah,
Right.
can't take out
That's
one
right.
person.
That's
Yeah.
right, Ron. It's
And,
across the board.
and punish one person.
Thank you.
Okay, any more questions on that? We had on our agenda here, we had a discussion with Danny Bolin and the library. I think they're gonna
Unless you.
do that at the budget meeting in December. So we'll move on to our ordinances then. Okay, appropriation ordinance number 1, an appropriation ordinance to cover deficits in the old federal building for supplies and expenses incurred during the repairs of the old heating and cooling system, submitted by Justice Snavely.
And I'd like to sort through these papers a little bit. Make a motion to read it by title and section 1.
I second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed by the same sign? Okay.
Being enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Boone, State of Arkansas, an ordinance being titled, an ordinance amending the annual budget for Boone County for fiscal year 2017, authorizing the county judge to administer such budget and for other purposes. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of the County of Boone, State of Arkansas. Section 1, the following appropriation shall be made from General Fund 1,000, $1,500 to 1,000-00111-2003, County General Supplies and Janitorial Supplies, $1,500. This sum is to cover deficits in the old federal budget for supplies and expenses that incurred because of the added expense of repairing the old heating and air system. And I move to adopt.
Seconded.
Any discussion?
Why would this expense not be covered under the expense of installing that equipment?
Are these new items, Justice Snavely?
Well, what happened was the deteriorating heating cooling system needed more attention that was appropriated for. And they had to go to this one line item to cover those expenses. And now we're replacing all that system. So hopefully we can deter that next year.
So this is for, what specifically is this being spent?
Well, it was taken from that one line item, general supplies and janitorial, and it was used to get more sufficient cooling for the old federal building, meaning Freon and
Previous to the work that's being done installing the
Previous,
new
yes,
one?
sir.
Okay, that's what I didn't understand.
And his point that next year, that should go back down because of the efficiencies and everything of all the new system, not needing all the maintenance and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, roll call?
Ralph Quinn,
Yes.
James Whitener,
Yes.
David Thompson,
Yes?
Jim Mylum,
Yes.
Glenn Redding,
Yes.
Dan Roberts,
Yes.
Brian Snavely,
Yes.
Fred Wool,
Yes.
Bobby Woods,
Yes.
Robert Meek,
Yes.
Jim Park.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Second is an appropriation ordinance, an ordinance to cover cost of the juvenile service budget, originally submitted as $12,000, changed to $15,000 during the budget and finance meeting, submitted by Justice Snavely.
I'd like to make a motion to read this ordinance up to including section 1 again.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed by the same sign? Okay,
Being enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Boone, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance amending the annual budget for Boone County for the fiscal year 2017, authorizing the county judge to administer such budget and for other purposes. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of the County of Boone, State of Arkansas, Section 1, the following appropriation shall be made from General Fund 1000. It's the amount of $15,000. It's to 1000-0415-3009, which is a line item for juvenile services, OS&C, other professional services of $15,000. This sum, $15,000, is to cover deficits in the juvenile services budget due to training a new person when the probation officer retired. I move to adopt.
any discussion?
Why the discrepancy in the two figures? You got $12,000 necessary and you're budgeting 15.
Well, I think there was discussion in the last budget meeting that the 12,000 wasn't gonna be sufficient, and they moved it up to 15,000. That was when Eric Christian made that presentation.
It's not written properly.
Well, this ordinance doesn't have 12 on it. I don't know what you're looking at. I've got 15 on it.
I've got 15.
Well, he's looking at the minutes and things.
Excuse me, my copy doesn't show
But
that.
that's not an updated one, evidently, you can get an updated one.
I know in the agenda tonight, it does say 12,000. And in the appropriation, it's 15,000. So is that a conflict there?
So that, we just correct it to 15.
Yeah, that's right.
It says 12,000 to change to 15,000, so that's in the agenda.
Okay, yeah.
Any more discussion? Roll call?
James Whitener,
Yes.
David Thompson,
Yes.
Jim Mylum,
Yes.
Glenn Redding,
Yes.
Dan Roberts, Brian Snavely,
Yes.
Fred Wool,
Yes.
Bobby Woods,
Yes.
Robert Meek,
Yes.
Jim Park,
Yes.
Ralph Quinn.
Yes.
Okay. Motion passes. Okay. Appropriation ordinance number 3, an appropriation ordinance to move money in the emergency services building budget for supplies and utilities. No new money requested, submitted by Justice Roberts.
I move this ordinance be read, not in its entirety, but by title only. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed by the same sign? Okay.
Is enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Boone, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance amending the annual budget for Boone County for the fiscal year 2017 and authorizing the county judge to administer such budget and for other purposes. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of the County of Boone, State of Arkansas. Section 1, the following appropriation shall be made from the County General Emergency Services Building budget to, in the amount of 1,000-0599-4003, County General Capital Outlay Improvements, the amount of $2,000. 2, 1,00599, 2001 County General Supplies, $315. 1,00599, 2003 County General Supplies, Janitorial Supplies, $55. 1,00599, 3060 County General Other Services and Charges of Electricity, $500. $1,0599361. County General, other services in charge of natural gas, $655. And $1,0599362. County General, other services in charge of water, $475. This sum, $2,000, is to move money in the emergency services building for supplies and utilities for the rest of the year. This is a transfer of money with no new money requested. I am moved to adopt.
Second.
Any discussion? Okay, Crystal, roll call, please.
Robert Meek,
Yes.
Jim Hart,
Yes.
Ralph Quinn,
Yes.
James Whitener,
Yes.
David Thompson,
Yes.
Jim Mylum,
Yes.
Glenn Redding,
Yes.
Dan Roberts,
Yes.
Brian Stingley,
Yes.
Fred Wolf,
Yes.
Bobby Woods.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Third, or fourth is an ordinance to cover the cost of background checks for the VA office submitted by Justice Milo.
Motion to read the title and section 1.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed by the same sign? Okay.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Boone, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance amending the annual budget for Boone County for the fiscal year 2017, and authorizing the county judge to administer such budget and for other purposes. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of the County of Boone, State of Arkansas. Section 1. The following appropriations shall be made from the General Fund 1,000, a total of $125, to 1,0800-3009, County General, OS&C, and other professional services, $125. This sum, $129, is to cover the cost of background check for the VA office for VA accreditation. This is a national requirement for veteran officers. I move for adoption.
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes, sir. Is this something new that the feds have started?
That's correct.
Okay, should this, from now on, when they talk about the budget come December, should this 125 be put in there? It's gonna be a.
I believe so.
He only has to do it one time.
Only get one time.
Unless we get a new officer, change officers.
It was that third, I think VFW Legion and a couple of them, and VFW was the one that wanted the deal, is what he was saying.
Okay.
But as soon as he's certified, Tommy said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just one time until we get somebody in
Do they ever have volunteers in that office? Would they be required to
No.
meet this?
No,
No.
they do have volunteers, but they're not required to have it.
Was this for Doug or for somebody else?
For Doug. And I remember him now saying it was a one-time thing, so yeah.
If not, and it's just so we can sign off on stuff.
The veterans one.
Any more discussion?
Well, the other thing, and he pointed out that it might not be a full $125, and so, but he said it shouldn't be any more than that.
More than that. Okay, Crystal, roll call, please.
David Thompson,
Yes.
Jim Mylum,
Yes.
Glenn Redding,
Yes.
Dan Roberts.
Yes.
Brian Stingley.
Yes.
Fred Wolf,
Yes.
Bobby Woods,
Yes.
Robert Meek,
Yes.
Jim Hart,
Yes.
Ralph Quinn,
Yes.
James Whitener.
Yes.
Okay. Number 5, an ordinance to move money collected from Alpena for their special election to the election commission to cover costs to close the polling, is that what that is? Yeah. To close the polling location at Faith Assembly of God and move those voters to the Boone County Election Center. Submitted by Justice Thompson.
I'd make a motion that we read this through section 1.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Sorry about that, Fred.
All right. I got it in though.
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Boone, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance amending the annual budget for Boone County for the fiscal year 2017 and authorizing the county judge to administer such budget and for other purposes. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Boone County, Arkansas. Section 1, the following appropriation is made from the County General Fund, number 1,000, to 1,109-3021, Election Commission Communication Postage, $1,000. To 1,000-0109-3040, Election Commission Advertising and Publications, $500. To 1,000-0109-3100, Election Commission Miscellaneous, Other Miscellaneous, $1,500. And to maybe explain a little bit, this was the money that the Election Commission Clerk's Office put out to do the Alpena special election, and then whenever it was paid back, it went into County General, and they're just putting it back into their line items to be used in that budget. I move for adoption.
Any more discussion?
Mr. Chairman, this is just that, to move those funds that were, came about as a result of the special election. It's not to-
Reimbursement.
It's not to make it where any voting in the future will be at that election center.
Is that correct?
No, there'll be other voting other than the center.
I mean, they could still vote at, in the future elections, they can still vote at Faith Assembly of God there in Alpena.
No, with the Faith Assembly that we're closing is the one out 7 South. The church is out 7 South, and it's, when we opened the vote center, we got where the turnout there is very low, and so we were manning it with people, but yet you weren't having hardly any people show up there. So, you know, it's, what is that, 3 miles probably from the vote center? So we're gonna close it to save some money, seeing how everybody's going to the vote center to vote anyway. But we have to, the money we need is we have to send people in that area a card saying that's gonna be closed.
But what does the Faith Assembly of God on Highway 7 South have to do with Alpena?
Okay, so Alpena had a special election. We paid for their special election. They reimbursed us the money. So we're just going to, usually that money just goes into County General keeps it. We're just asking to have it back so that we can do this mail out to close the election center at Faith Assembly. It doesn't have anything to do with Alpena, other than we're just asking for that money back that we spent for their election.
Otherwise, we'd have to appropriate that money to give to her just to do that mail out, and that way the money's already there, because it's been reimbursed.
We were hoping to get it done before the end of the year, because, you know, we have primaries and stuff next year, so we wanted to go ahead and do it before the end of the year.
Well, the way that, the way that reads, and you can, it's almost like it's trickery, but not. It's like I said, what does that have to do with it? I understand.
No trickery. That would be over my head.
Yes, James?
Crystal, was that mail out, will that be just the people in that area or everybody
Just
counts?
because everybody has to be assigned a polling site, even though that's not where they go. So all the people that are assigned that polling site, we have to send them a card.
I normally vote out there, but
No, you don't.
I was gonna start.
Yeah, you're wanting to go there.
You gotta
Yeah.
vote.
about the vote.
And, we have to put notices up there for the next so many elections saying that it won't be there and stuff like that, but.
You better run for a different JP.
That right there explains why they didn't have very many people vote there.
Well, is that, you're gonna send a notice to all the voters in District 9?
Well, not all of District 9, just the ones that are signed to vote at that polling site.
Would that be a township? Is it an old township?
Yeah, it's basically,
place?
it's one of the old townships.
Okay. Roll call?
Did I move for adoption?
No, you did not.
Okay, move for adoption.
Second.
Now roll.
Jim Mylum,
Yes.
Glenn Redding,
Yes.
Dan Roberts. Brian Stinky. Fred Wool.
Yes.
Bobby Woods.
Yes.
Robert Meeks. Jim Hart.
Yes.
Ralph Gwynn.
Yes.
James Whitener.
yes.
David Thompson.
Yes.
Okay. Number 6, an ordinance to approve the millage effective for the calendar year 2018, submitted by Justice Roberts.
I move this appropriation be read by title only. Through, no, I'm not even, not including section 1.
Second, okay, second, quick.
All those in favor say aye. All opposed by the same sign.
Being enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Boone, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance approving and levying county municipal and school real estate taxes and personal property taxes for the year 2017 payable in 2018. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of Boone County, Arkansas. It lists them, all of the millage rates for each of those areas, each of those districts, and I move to adopt. I might say there are no changes from this year, they're identical to this year's millage.
Second.
Any discussion?
I have a question. Valley Springs is proposing a tax increase, again, to vote on it. If that passes, will we have to come back and flip this cap over again?
Next November.
Next November, that'd be correct.
That probably wouldn't start from last year anyway, if it did.
Well, it's like a year behind.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
All right.
Glenn Ready,
Yeah.
Dan Roberts.
Yes.
Brian Snavely,
Yeah.
Fred Wolf,
Yes.
Bobby Woods,
Yes.
Robert Meek,
Yes.
Jim Mylum,
Yes.
Ralph Quinn,
Yes.
James Widener,
Yes.
David Thompson,
Yes.
Jim Mylum.
Yes.
I want to make sure you're really sure about that.
Really?
I get too much.
Crystal, I'm for it too, but you didn't call my.
There's the problem.
The other Jim.
Shirley did the same thing. Next door.
Did you say that?
Hey, he's got 11 votes. Oh,
Yeah.
One of those guys.
No, that's the old way.
That goes along with James voting wrong. Okay, number 7 is appropriation ordinance to move money from an insurance claim to the sheriff's budget to replace a vehicle submitted by Justice Hart.
And I would move that we read this through section 1.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed by the same sign. Okay,
Be it enacted by the Quorum Court of the County of Boone, State of Arkansas, an ordinance to be entitled, an ordinance amending the annual budget for Boone County for the fiscal year 2017, and authorizing the county judge to administer such budget and for other purposes. Now therefore be it ordained by the Quorum Court of the County of Boone, State of Arkansas, the following appropriations shall be made from County General $21,507 to $1,405 Sheriff's Department Capital Outlay Vehicle, $21,507. This sum, $21,507, is the amount received from an insurance settlement when the vehicle was totaled. This is a transfer of money with no new money added. I move for adoption.
Second.
any discussion? Okay, Crystal?
Dan Roberts,
Yes.
Brian Snavely,
Yes.
Fred Wolf,
Yes.
Bobby Woods,
Yes.
Robert Meek,
Yes.
Jim Hart,
Yes.
Ralph Quinn,
Yes.
James Widener,
Yes.
David Thompson,
Yes.
Jim Mylum,
Yes.
Glenn Ready.
Yes.
I got that.
Great, no one asked twice. Okay, any comments from the public? Do you have a motion for adjournment?
Motion.
This program is brought to you as a public service of KTKO Channel 8, Harrison.